Jessica, will you go to prom with me? But I already know the answer is yes. Welcome in to the Bro 4 Squad podcast, where we are just a bunch of bros drinking beer and talking movies. This is episode 251, the 2025 Spooktacular. Sorry, I frightened a lot of people that just tuned away. Damn it. I do this every time. Normally it's with my face on a video podcast, but this one's just my voice. Sorry about that. All right, before we get into the movie discussion tonight, let's go around and meet the fellow bros. We begin with the American hero, Nate Thurmond. Nate, is it true that one time you got so scared that you both piss and shit your pants so loud that you were kicked out of a church-hosted haunted house?
That's partially true. I wouldn't say it was necessarily a church. It was more cult-like. So I think it was kind of a saving grace, honestly. The only time that shitting my pants is I've actually benefited from. So looking back, yeah, it was great. Embarrassing at the time, but from what they went on to do later, I'm glad I wasn't a part of it.
Might have saved your life.
Yeah,
shitting
possibly.
Your pants.
Yeah.
But for everyone out there, if you're on the fence, just shit your pants right now.
Just say you're part of the fear exhibit.
Yeah, I don't think it could hurt.
No. And that other voice you heard is the other bro on the pod tonight, our legal counsel, Ronnie Cycli. Ronnie, what is spookier, a night of the living dead, or when you have to go through pre-trial discovery with opposing counsel? Am I right?
I actually am a pretty good lawyer, so that's not scary at all. Like, I'm pretty good at what I do. So I'd say Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, I noticed you're pretty good at what you do because you represented my wife, Rachel, in our...
Well, she's my only client. That's why I'm good at what I do.
That's because you took so much money from me that you don't need another client. Like, I'm hanging up.
She's treated me well. You can't say the same.
It's one way to do it.
No, I cannot. All right, here on the Bro 4 Squad podcast, we start every episode off with the most important thing in any bro's life, and that is chest day. But our chest day today, we're going to just do our protein shake, which is basically what's in our cup, also known as what have we watched lately. Mine has a bit of a spooky theme since it is October, the month of Halloween. So this will basically be like our trick-or-treating, except this time we don't have to check our candy because we already know that it's drugged and laced with tons of things. So it's fine anyway. Well, let's begin with the American hero, Nate Thurmond. Nate, what is in your cup, or what is something you have seen lately?
Yeah, let's see here. We'll unload a little bit of this. I think I may have texted about this off pod, but this is probably about a month ago now. I don't think I talked about this on pod, but watched Eddington.
I have heard that it's very weird.
It is. That's a great takeaway.
I mean, between the director and the Joaquin Phoenix, how could it not be?
Yeah, so it's a big, which I didn't know it was going to be this, I guess, going into it, but like a pretty big social commentary. It's set in May of 2020. So it revolves around COVID and the happenings with COVID in a small town in New Mexico. And the sheriff, played by Joaquin Phoenix, is kind of butting heads with Pedro Pascal, who plays the mayor of that town. But it was entertaining. Yeah, but it was just weird, and the pacing was weird. I'm not really sure, other than the big social commentary and like the kind of things they were poking fun at, like what the real point of the movie was, to be honest. The ending is super bizarre. So I'll just leave it at that.
Does it do the classic Ari Aster thing where it just like totally goes off the rails, or is it just like really weird characters? Because I didn't get like any supernatural vibe from the trailer, but maybe, he always has that kind of tucked away in his back pocket.
Yeah, there's nothing real supernatural about it. Well, I wouldn't say that. Now that you're saying that, I guess you could see one aspect at the end of how it ends. Could be that way. But yeah, the ending, it just gets kind of super weird as far as what happens to Joaquin Phoenix's character for like the last 5 to 10 minutes. I'd say it's worth a watch, but just have lower expectations going into it, because I kind of had high expectations because I like the cast and crew. So I think I kind of shot myself in the foot on that one.
And I believe
Did you see Beau is Afraid?
What's up?
Did you see Beau is Afraid?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Did you, Cycli?
Yeah.
And was it like even too weird for you?
Well, I've actually heard like that Eddington is more normal compared to
Oh, really?
Bo is
Well,
Afraid. Yeah,
I
Bo
mean,
Afraid is
you could take what's that fucking hallucinogen that Aaron Rodgers takes?
Ayahuasca.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
take ayahuasca and like go to a rave, and it would be more grounded than
So as far as
Bo is
like
Afraid.
weird concepts or like weird themes or anything, Eddington, I wouldn't say falls into that bucket. The ending is weird. And just like the pacing and the story is just kind of not very linear. So it's just weird to see like what the point is really.
I'm already
I was
confused.
more interested in this based on the plot and the way you saw, like, kind of seems more, again, compared to Bo is Afraid, and when you think of like Hereditary and Midsummer, this seems like you said social commentary, something
Mhm.
like it's a little more relatable maybe than Ari Aster usually
Sure. Oh,
reaches for. So
100%.
I was
Yeah.
intrigued. I haven't had the chance to see it. I am looking forward to it, but
I think
you know,
one of the things that popped into my head after I watched it was that it's a less comedically funny Don't Look Up.
oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound awful to me. Like I think
No.
after Bo is Afraid, I feel like I'm looking forward to Eddington. But I'm kind of getting to the point to where I'm like, hey Ari, we're big fan of Hereditary and massive super fan of Midsummer. Can you go back to
Yeah.
the fucked up horror
Yeah,
shit?
exactly. Yeah.
Like,
And
I get
also,
that you
like,
like to diversify, but
I do like how he followed the legal mandate that if you make a movie, you have to put Pedro Pascal in it.
That is true. Yeah.
Otherwise, the government will come after you.
Yeah. Him and Nicole Kidman have been quite a kick the past few years.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the Kidman sauce is insane.
Yeah.
All right, Cycly, what is in your cup?
Well, we'll keep it spooky, as you said, and I think you can comment on this one. Horns, I watched Final Destination Bloodlines, Final Destination
Nice.
6, and just to cover a couple things, when the movie ended, Final Destination 1 immediately started, so I had no choice but to keep watching that.
Nice.
And then Final Destination 2 started, and
Whoops.
I mean, this is over a 2-day period, but like,
No, it's
watch
not.
Final Destination 2. So, yeah, so I know you saw Final Destination Bloodlines recently as well. So first I'll say, like, this is the time of year. Horror movies for me any time of year, but especially around October, like, make it a priority. And I hadn't had the chance to see Bloodlines yet. I'm a casual fan of the Final Destination movies. Like, they're really campy. They're fun. Their creative deaths are actually kind of impressive what they come up with. These movies aren't scary. They're not anything to write home about. They're very just take them for what they are. You don't have to be serious about it and just be entertained for an hour and a half. And I actually felt like Bloodlines did exactly that. Like, it was for the 6th installment in a series that is extremely predictable in the sense of it just does the same thing over and over and over. They gave you what you wanted, and it was still kind of a refreshing take on kind of the origin of how Final Destination started. Really impressed. I love the opening scene. Really impressed with the overall kills. My wife and I were both kind of made a lot of vocal noises of ooh, oh shit, no, very much throughout the movie. And again, it's campy, good ending. It was a very Final Destination. I thought if this is the last one, they kind of brought it full circle. But yeah, it was what it was. And then going back to Final Destination 1, I think that was maybe the only time they took this movie a little seriously, especially with the plot, and then from there just got a little more ridiculous. It's pretty iconic, the plane crash scene in the first one. And and then we get to the second one, that's when we get the scene that traumatized our entire generation, that anytime anyone's driving on a highway and you see
the logs,
Yeah.
you immediately are like, I'm getting the fuck out of this lane.
If I remember, I think that was the first movie I saw in 3D was Final
Really?
Destination 2. Yeah.
Wow.
That's probably a good one to see. But yeah, I mean, I genuinely think, again, they're not scary by any means. They are gory and they're creative, but they're fun. They're campy. I was expecting much worse from Final Destination 6. So what did you think?
Yeah, I am kind of the same boat with you as the franchise. I don't know all the lore, and I've seen them all at some point, probably even out of order, but I don't really think that like an issue. There are some very memorable kills in this franchise, and it's at its best when it's a little bit in on the joke, but not fully. And I think the thing that Bloodlines does really well is it has fun with the audience. Like one of my favorite things, cyclically, is like especially that scene like in the neighborhood. They really tease the audience with like you're trying to like forecast or like predict some of the deaths, and they're like just fucking with you. Like people will get close to death and then not die. And the trailer for this one was really good. Like it really sold a couple of set pieces, the barbecue and then the tattoo parlor scene, especially.
Which
I
really like the hospital scene a lot.
Yeah, that was pretty good too, with like the vending machine and the magnets.
Yeah, the fake out, and then the MRI machine. Like that death was, I was like, shit.
So I like you said, I just had a lot of fun with it. The lore part of it, like I think the whole second act, where it does actually tie into sort of the titular part of it, the Bloodlines aspect. I was getting a little bit confused, and I was like, Final Destination, you really don't have to try this hard. Like, it's okay. Like you can leave the plot at home and we'll be all right. But cyclically, I told you, and I put this in my letterbox review, no spoilers, but the balls of this franchise and what it does in the last 30 seconds of this movie gave it a full star bump on my rating.
Well, it kind of brought it around to the first one because the first one has a very similar ending.
See, I don't remember the ending of the first one at all. I remember vividly, like you said, the iconic like plane scene. I remember Devon Sawa. I remember Sean William Scott, but I don't remember how it ends. Is the first one? Does it end where they go to the cabin and try and like death proof it?
Yeah, but then there's a celebration. They beat death and they go to Paris. Finally.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we tell everyone to skip ahead for a minute for spoilers? I want to know what happens. I'll never see this movie, but
they kill everybody. I'm not even going to say spoilers. Like they kill everybody.
Yeah, I mean, like the main character and her brother die by like a train that derails.
By wood logs. Yeah.
So, like you think they've survived, and the movie's like, you know what? We don't even need a fucking thing that even makes sense how they die. A train just derails and crashes into their house, and they're dead.
Okay.
I have a question I've always been curious about after watching these movies again. What power does death have? Okay, so death can clearly manipulate the physical world, like knocking things over, like at the tattoo shop, and getting like things to fall on each other to create like strings coming down that will tie around your neck. But yet why can't death, I don't know, just cause a fucking heart attack or a stroke immediately? I'm not exactly sure where, because like this old woman has survived by just locking herself in a room forever, but like death can't get her in there. Like
what's you just don't get it, do you?
I don't. You're right.
You just
it's above me.
You know what? Death
like,
is going to come.
Just kill you.
Death is going to come for you because of this bullshit you're bringing up.
Get ready.
He doesn't like what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Like, what's your power, dude? Figure it out.
The late Tony Todd, this was his last role, and he was probably the only one who could have explained to us what death can and can't do. So
it was great to see him again. The way like movie was dedicated to him. Last scene in his, it was pretty iconic for that moment.
Yeah, and he obviously, was battling cancer for a long time. He definitely looked pretty rough in the film, so I'm glad he was able to get that last, appearance in the franchise in.
I mean, he had to know, like, especially the speech he was giving on death, like, especially what he was dealing with in real life. It's like really kind of touching in a way.
And I saw some people kind of criticize. They thought the movie was kind of like being a little bit exploitative with him, but I mean, I think
he wouldn't have done it. He wouldn't have come back.
Right.
He wasn't needing money for anything at that point.
Yeah, I don't think they're like, marketing the movie off the fact that he died and this character's talking about his own mortality. It's just like a nice kind of meta commentary. And for him, probably in a little bit of a ways, like maybe not therapeutic, but a way to like speak to the fans and say goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's how I took it. I thought it was actually really nice moment.
I thought it was tastefully done. It wasn't like they turned him into a gag.
From a franchise that's just ridiculous on all fronts, like that was genuine.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on Bloodlines?
Nope. I don't know if I'm going to get through 3, 4, and 5 just because of the rewatch, but like, yeah, they're easy watches. You don't have to just. If you're someone who doesn't really like horror movies that much, but like still has fun with things, like this is a perfect franchise for you.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let me tease two things before I get into something spooky that I watched. Two movie commentaries that are now on our channel. You guys should go and check out. One, it being the Halloween season, all of us did Hocus Pocus 2. So that is now up, where we watched the movie along with you guys. Nate, I'll let you tease it a little bit. Our thoughts on Hocus Pocus 2, I think you and I vividly remember like loving it way more than we probably should have on an initial watch. So this was a good revisit for us and kind of brought it. I mean, we still liked it, but I think it sort of like brought it back to reality.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was a product of the environment that we watched it in. Had a big party with some friends. Drinking was involved. It was on the first night it was available streaming, so we're like, "Fuck yeah!" And yeah, just being around friends and like playing a drinking game to it, kind of added to the enjoyment and everything. I think that really hyped up our first watch on it. So yeah, on the rewatch, it was fine. Original still holds up way better. So I'm glad we did do the commentary and rewatch it, so I can kind of adjust my my thoughts on it.
Yeah. Fun drinking game, although someone might die. Drink every time they yell, "Sisters!"
Yeah, it's a lot. It's more than you think.
Yeah. Another commentary that's now on our channel, and I don't know, every like couple months there's a commentary we do. I'm like, I don't know why we did this, but I'm glad we did. And it is a Tubi original called Shark Side of the Moon.
Oh god.
So Tubi is free, so everyone will have access to this. Go check it out. I believe Brian Boehner is to blame because he found a clip online from this movie that was so utterly ridiculous that we were like, we just have to watch it. So check that one out. And I need psychological help because I actually watched this movie twice in a day. And
yeah, we need to talk to you.
Only
about
person on earth who have done that.
Yeah, Tubi actually sent me an email like your account has been flagged for mental health issues.
One more watch in the next year and you're shut down.
And I get on a list, I think. I don't know what the list is, but it's not good.
You don't want to be there.
No. Shark Side of the Moon. Go check that out.
Or don't.
Or, well, don't watch the movie. Just listen to us talk about it. All right. A movie that I saw came out this year. It was on my list for a while when I saw the trailer. And cycling, I texted you about this, hoping you would see it. Hallow Road. Have you guys heard of this? With Rosamund Pike and Matthew Rhys from The Americans.
You say Hallow?
Hallow, Hallow.
No, but I like both.
Yeah, not yet, but only because of you.
Okay, here is the plot, and I don't want to tease too much because the last 15 minutes of the movie, I don't really know what the fuck happened, but there was a lot of theories out there. So the plot is Rosamund Pike and Matthew Rhys are a couple, and the movie takes place in real time, and it opens with what?
I mean, we love that, right? The real time.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's like an hour, 15 minutes, and it's all like in real time. The movie opens. Their daughter had left dinner with them at their house about an hour ago. And all we know is they got into like a big family argument. Like something happened and she basically like stormed out their daughter and drove off. The movie opens with Rosamund Pike being awakened by a phone call from her daughter. And she says, "Mom, I need you to come get me. I'm in my car and there has been an accident. I hit someone on Hallow Road." And so Rosamund Pike and Matthew Rhys, again, in real time, get in their car and they're on the phone with their daughter. And Rosamund Pike is a EMT, so she's trying to talk her through like, all right, give CPR to this person you hit. Here's how to like check her vitals. And as they're on the phone with her, we kind of start to flesh out like the situation and the context surrounding their argument where their daughter left. Then things take a pretty crazy turn when a woman shows up to the scene of the crime. This is all on the phone. And she takes the phone from their daughter and begins speaking to Rosamund Pike and Matthew Rhys, and you realize something nefarious is happening.
What?
Okay.
So things kind of go from there. And like one thing that I think the movie does a really good job of like creating is this helpless feeling of them like on their way to their daughter, but now all of a sudden this other woman is in control, has taken the phone from their daughter. They don't know where their daughter is or what her status is, but now this other woman is the one kind of like driving the situation, and they're like in this frantic race against time to get there, and it just makes you feel really uneasy, and the things that this woman is saying to them obviously contribute to that. So was an interesting movie, one that
Okay.
is like structured in a way I haven't seen. It goes by really fast because it's like less
Are
than an hour, 20 minutes.
are you seeing both perspectives or just like the parents' perspective?
Just the
That's it?
parents. You only hear the woman on the phone.
Wow,
Mm.
interesting.
Yeah, so it never cuts away from the car.
So in a weird way, like it's like related, like screen life almost. It's like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's not
I think
obviously
so.
the same thing, but we're like we're limited in what the viewer is able to see.
Yeah. And that adds to the fear. Like you might hear something in the background while they're on the phone with the woman. The
Yeah.
woman is describing things to them, and she's the unreliable narrator. You're like, all right, is she lying? Is she fucking with them? Like, what's happening? Who is she? Why is she there? Why is she saying the things she's saying to them? And then the ending of the movie, I need you guys to see because I don't know. I've looked up a few different theories on like what happens, and I'm still kind of unsure.
Okay. Okay. I'm in.
Yeah. So, Hallow
Wow,
Road.
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, I wouldn't describe it as it's not like a horror movie, but it is a like pucker up your butthole thriller, I would say.
Okay. Okay. I'll have to put that on the list.
Yeah. Another one I watched, then I'll toss it back to you, Nate. DCOM classic around Halloween for me. I know Banner throws around this is a once a year watch for me a lot in ways that we've tried to add up his once a year watches, and he watches 608 movies every year.
Yeah. I don't know how he squeezes it in.
No, I do believe it.
Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire is one that I rewatched. Now, I got to be honest. I told you guys this was like a top 250 movie for me. I checked my list. It's not. It was in the 400s. And after a rewatch, it actually dropped pretty significantly.
Wow.
Not because I don't like the vibe of it. Great decom vibes. Like solid low budget. Kids are the drivers of the story. Perfect amount of like scares and levity and humor. But there is this plot point that every time I watch this movie makes me feel grosser and grosser. And it's that the main character, who's like a 13-year-old kid, he has a 16 or 17-year-old sister, and he basically pimps her out in the movie to another kid at his school to get tickets to a concert. Like, without telling his sister, he promises not only this guy a date with his sister, but he says he gets to make out with her at the end of the night.
Ooh. Well, makeout sesh.
Yeah, and the kid's obviously fucking creep. And as I've gone back and rewatched this over and over, that scene for some reason just skeeves me out more and more. One other great thing about this movie, it's like early days of the internet. So they use it in the plot, and like the ways they talk about it and use it, you're like, oh my God, that's fucking hilarious.
So dated.
Yeah, like the fact that they have access to the internet is almost like a cheat code in the plot. You're like, oh, that enables them to do so many things that they wouldn't have been able to do like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like you have to incorporate this into every single movie because it's so pervasive.
Yeah, it's just second nature now.
Yeah. So Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. Maybe we'll do a commentary at some point, but I'm not going to push for it this year because I'm still grossed out by my rewatch.
Yeah. I get it.
All right, Nate, what else you got?
Let's see here. We will talk about this one. I don't know if either one of you have seen this one, but watched Opus a while back.
I am not familiar with it.
Anyone?
Say it again.
OPUS?
Opus?
Opus. Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I wanted to see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw the strip.
Likely, you're like, oh yeah. Haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. No, I know about it.
Okay.
Nate, it's got our boy from Hocus Pocus 2, Tony Hale.
Hell yeah.
We'll make some more Arrested Development references.
Can't wait. Yeah, I don't know if this is commentary worthy. Actually, it'd be an interesting commentary to do.
I was getting Blink Twice vibes from the trailer with Channing Tatum.
Yeah. Blink Twice. Slight Midsummer vibes at some point. Trying to get Cycly to watch it now. Yeah.
So he's got a
but it didn't get that great of reviews critically or even from like the audience. I actually really liked it. So the main character in this one is Ao Idabiri. I always get her name messed up, but from The Bear. It's got John Malkovich in it too. He becomes kind of the main character once he gets into the movie. He plays like this musical icon, and he invites people out to his ranch, very cultish, for the release of a new album, which he hasn't put out in years. And she is hold on now. She's a journalist or writer or something, I believe, but she gets invited out with some other famous people and things like that. But invited out, very cult vibes, people living on a compound with him, and following along with his ways and his beliefs and all this kind of stuff. So we won't get too much into like what happens after that, but that kind of sets the stage, kind of how you can get the Blink Twice vibes, the Midsummer vibes, and things like that. The very last scene in this where it kind of pieces everything together. I don't know if I didn't really read why people didn't like this movie so much. I don't know if that's where it kind of left a sour taste in people's mouth, but I actually kind of liked what happens. It ties everything together and makes things make sense, but in an interesting way that I don't think I've seen a movie do before. And if this happened in real life, it'd be kind of ingenious, honestly. So I know it's very vague, but I really liked it, enjoyed it. Acting was great. Malkovich is just like having a ball in this role. He plays a very eccentric, musically inclined singer, probably on drugs the whole time. But he's
good at that. Not the drugs
exactly.
thing,
Like
but
he
the
enjoys,
eccentric.
like
Yeah,
he like he loves the game.
Yeah.
I will say I'm glad you brought this up because I'm pretty sure we were about to start it, and then I looked up reviews and the audience meter and all that stuff, and I was like,
I like it.
and we skipped it. So that's
I
good to
like
know.
it.
I might go back and revisit this.
Yeah, I would recommend.
Also in the cast, our boy Armand from the White Lotus season 1,
Murray Bartlett. Yeah.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
He's awesome. What's his character like in this, or how big is his role, I guess?
Pretty big. I can't remember like what his job is, but he's someone who's invited out to the ranch for the album release. I can't remember exactly what he does, but kind of a high profile, kind of second list celebrity, I think. It's kind of where he settles in.
His name in the movie is Stan Sullivan.
Sounds made up.
Definitely is.
Nice. Stanley Yelnats.
Stanley with a C. All right, I will check this out on your recommendation. It's on Max, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It's described as horror mystery. Which of those two would you say is the heavier genre?
I would say like thriller.
Okay.
I mean, a little. When I think mystery, I think of like Murder on the Orient Express or something like that.
Whodunit.
Right.
Yeah, Who Done It, or like a Knives Out or something. There's obviously mystery to it, but I would say horror thriller is like what this
we
is.
are getting the next Knives Out really soon. Super excited about it.
We are. Yeah, that'll be great. Nice. All right, Cycly, what else you got?
So keeping with the spooky theme, I wouldn't call this actually scary though, but it is an Australian horror film. Just watched a movie from this year called Bring Her Back. This has been one of the top movies on HBO of late. And so I actually kind of really like Australian horror movies. They're just a little more, I don't know, they do a good job of making you feel very isolated, and maybe that's just being Australian because of how vast that country is. I don't know. But this movie, the overall plot is two like siblings or half siblings, parents die or dad dies. I think they didn't have their mom at the beginning of the film. And one is like 17 years old, so like he's very close to being an adult, but his younger half sister is like 95% blind, and she's going to be put in a foster home. And there some woman who I guess has worked in the Australian, I don't know, like foster home care for like 20 years, is volunteering to take her because she used to have a daughter who is also blind. She wasn't necessarily wanting the son, but the son
used to have a daughter. What does that mean? Her daughter died, or she like grew up?
Yeah, she died. She drowned, and the son, the 17-year-old, like was like, well, I'm not going to leave my sister alone. And the foster people were like, well, she only needs the daughter. But he was like, no, I'm not going to be separated. So they're like, oh, we'll ask the mom. And then the mom was like, yeah, I'll take him too. And then they, go over there, and there's another boy being fostered at the home, and he doesn't talk, and he's very odd. He like is really kind of creepy, but you don't really know what's going on with that. And again, without spoilers, because this movie did just come out like 3 months ago, and it's very much like one of the top movies on HBO right now. It has very good reviews. This stuff happens, right? Like, I'm not going to tell what goes down in the story, but like, it's just that's the setup. Is just like two kids now foster care with this woman in Australia, and I wouldn't call it scary, but it is dark. Like, it definitely has some moments of like gross, like you're like, I don't like that. Like,
I mean, these
feel,
images are creepy as fuck. Like the messed up teeth on this girl.
oh yeah, the teeth, I didn't like that. Yeah, there's some things in it that just like are more physical. But overall, like, I actually thought like the movie was good. Like, it was emotional, it was deep. Honestly, a shocking ending that I didn't see happening. Like, if we were giving spoilers, I'd probably tell you a little more. But I actually respected how the movie went and ended. But it wasn't an easy watch in the sense of like, I'm someone who likes like fucked up movies, and like but I don't like physical. Like, not talking like scream when someone's getting stabbed. Like, I know it's weird, but for some reason, like, there's specific types of like horror like in this film that does, like, I'm not a big fan of like body horror. So like, I did enjoy the movie. It stuck with me for a little bit. I understand why it's getting a lot of attention, why it's getting a lot of like positive reviews. But at the end of the day, I don't think like it's one that's going to stick out to me, in the next year or two. But if it's horror movie season and you're looking for something new you haven't watched, that's why I picked it. We were just scrolling endlessly on like HBO and Peacock and Netflix and whatever, and then that caught my attention. Saw it had really good reviews, and so we watched it. And it's like 100 minutes, like, so just over an hour and a half. So nothing too crazy.
The main woman in this, Sally Hawkins, is the chick from The Shape of Water who has sex with the fish.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, she is. Yeah, and she is. She does a really good job, just like in that movie, kind of playing
Having sex with fish.
Stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. She is a fish in this one too.
I mean, yeah, it's basically a spin-off, right, of her character in that one.
Yeah, this is a sequel. Actually, I didn't want to spoil that.
Well, now you did. God damn it!
But you can guess, like, the movie's called "Bring Her Back," and I made a comment about she used to have a daughter that was blind. It's like, where the movie goes.
Yeah, the plot synopsis kind of gave me a little bit of a tip off as to where we're headed here. All right, I just have two more. One I'll talk about pretty quickly. So I saw the Lego sequel, I Know What You Did Last Summer, the new one, the 2025 one.
Ooh, nice.
This is a franchise that, well, I should probably clarify. There's one good movie in it, and it's the first one. The second one's pretty stupid. And there was like I don't know if it's connected, but they made another one like a few years ago that was like super low budget. And I don't think it included anyone from the original two, but they might have even like had characters playing like they've recast the characters from the originals that were still alive. But this one, of course, brings back Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. and maybe a few other people. Just a little tease there. Back to the franchise. And I think my thing with these Lego sequels is like when it does the thing where it reintroduces the old characters and then is supposed to either like start a spin-off or get the new characters to drive the franchise, it works to varying effects. Like if I think of like Scream or Cycling, what was the one we just got that they did kind of the same thing? I guess not Texas Chainsaw Massacre, even though it brought back the original chick.
Yeah, no, I know. Why is it off the tip of my tongue?
I don't know. People at home are screaming at their stereos. But this one, I think, does it pretty well, and it does some interesting things with the old characters in Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt that they bring back. Things that fans might not expect, but I liked. And the mystery, this was an interesting point. I had read that they had 2 endings that they filmed, and they screened them both for test audiences. They were both very different. And the one that they went with is, I think, the right choice. I read about the other one, and it's fine, but this one is rock solid. And it sets up a sequel.
Wow.
So
There you go.
yeah. And maybe there's a little mid-credit scene you guys might want to stick around for.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What would you say is the, like, okay, between the Final Destination, Bloodlines, and then this one, like, which one kind of brought it back again in a good way? Like, would you compare them at all, or would you say they're actually quite different in what they try to do?
I'd say they're kind of different. If you're asking which of these would I be more excited for another installment to, I would say I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
Because of the way it ends. And I feel like with this one, there have been less in the franchise. Like, there's really only 2 movies to it. Final Destination, it's kind of like played the hits over and over again. This one, I think, still has a little bit more juice left in it. Also, I feel like Freddie Prinze Jr. he's like pretty much retired from Hollywood. Like, I know he does some voiceover work. So like, to get him to come back, his character has a lot of meat and potatoes in this movie. So it's not just like all right, he's going to show up in a scene and we're going to put him in the trailer so you guys know that we brought him back. Like, he actually has a lot to do here, which is cool, kind of cool, because I like him. All right, last one. And Cycly, I don't know how much we'll have to say about this, but the director of this movie just liked my review for it on Letterboxd. So
You
got to
got
talk about it.
fantastic like from him, right?
Yeah, because did you see what I rated it? I didn't even remember, but I wasn't like
Like,
very
it was like
glowing.
really low, right?
Yeah, and which, if it's sarcastic, I almost respect him even more.
He has a sense of humor. I mean, the guy, like, Whitest Kids You Know, and all the other movies he's done is like, he likes his comedy, so you might find it funny.
Yeah, well, if you didn't know, we're talking about the movie Weapons, and the director is Zach Kreger, fan of the pod. Hey, Zach.
Clearly.
How you doing? Yeah, I gave it a 1.5 stars.
Oh boy.
And he liked it.
Yeah, that's
so.
an ironic like, for sure. He is.
Let me go back and actually read my review. I hope I wasn't like too harsh on it. How do I read this? Oh, here. Reviews.
Hey, if you were, that's okay. It got his attention, clearly. The fact that he's just scrolling, he's probably like up at 2 a.m. scrolling and seeing what like random people are saying.
Just throwing out random likes.
He did a YouTube video where it's Zach Kreger's reads Letterboxd reviews, and I watched it because I was like, dude, if he fucking reads ours and like shits on us, that'll be incredible.
Oh wow.
Ours wasn't in the video. So here's the review that I wrote. We all know the kids ran away to get out of doing the book report that was due on Friday. That's what I wrote. Gave it 1.5 stars.
He was probably like,
And
wow, what an amazing commentary.
How did he figure that out? And then I put, to hear about a time we also had no idea how to properly eat soup, head on over to broforsquad.com. So thank you, Zach Kragers. Cycly, what do you have to say about Weapons? It's sat on my palette it's probably been like a month now since I saw it. Zach Kreger is a weird guy for me. Barbarian, I thought, had some of the best marketing of any movie that year. His sensibility and like the way that he injects comedy into his horror movies did not really work that well for me in that one, and I kind of felt the same way about Weapons. What about you?
Funny enough, I think I liked Weapons more. And here's one of the things I'm about to say. Like, what is the intent of these movies that we go watch? Right? At the end of the day, sometimes I want an Oscar-worthy movie. Sometimes I want some movie to move me and just like be like, holy shit. At the end of, like, when this movie ended, I walked out of there being like, what the fuck? Like, not in a Midsummer kind of way, more in a like, what? I don't even understand what just happened. Like, that was weird. But like, I found myself like I was entertained the entire time. You know what I mean? Like, I had fun.
It's not boring.
It's not boring. And genuinely, like, my complaints are, it feels like the first half of the movie is so different from the second half of the movie. It almost genuinely feels like is that the movie I was watching? Like when we were in the car driving home, that the first half of the movie felt like days ago. Because I was like, that was so different, right? It's really dark and mysterious, and like you are very intrigued on what's going on and the conspiracy, and like second half you like start breaking down, I mean, the way the film is structured, and then like honestly like the last 10 minutes is, and I say that this sounds weird, right? It's funny, but it's not funny because it's bad. Like it's genuinely like everyone is laughing because he's intending it to be funny. You're not laughing because it's bad all of a sudden. You're like, oh, this is hilarious. Right. Spoilers. I'm going to wait 2 seconds. Come back in 30 seconds. I'm not going to say anything bad, but I'm like, it's fucking hilarious seeing a lot of little children chase after an old woman screaming, trying to kill her. Like, that is fucking
and
hilarious.
Then brutally kill her.
Brutally killing her. Like, the way these children are running after this witch is insane. So, anyway, back to non-spoilers. But, like, it was weird to be in a film like where you're genuinely kind of like not scared, but you're like a little tense, and you're like, what is happening? You're like feeling for the teacher, you're feeling for these people. There's good character development happening, and then it feels like all of a sudden that's super rushed, and things are unexplained, and then it becomes kind of gimmicky in the very, very much the way Barbarian was, and I think I liked this one more than Barbarian, maybe because I had higher expectations for Barbarian. Maybe it's because I found the ending of Barbarian more ridiculous. While the ending of Weapons is ridiculous, it makes sense. Like in the world that this created, like I understood why the children were chasing after this. But like Barbarian, I was like, that. How is this creature who's been living underground not eating like so strong and powerful? Like, I don't know. So I will say at the end of the day, like, was Weapons as good as like it's like what 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, like 8 on IMDb, it's like super high. I liked it more than Longlegs. It also was last year's like ridiculously highly.
That's a good comp for them, like the media darling. Yeah,
this was a media darling. I will just say I had more fun with this movie. It was still not like what the expectations are and what people are saying, but I still enjoyed it. Longlegs I revisited. Still don't get that one.
Yeah, Longlegs sucks. Weapons doesn't suck. Only thing I'll say, that because you pretty much summed up the way I feel about it. In Barbarian, Kreger's does this narrative structure where he like tells a story and then you don't even really know it's coming, but he like rewinds and tells you like another character's perspective that lines up with the story, and completely based on the context that it adds changes the movie. This, in Weapons, he does a similar narrative structure where he gives you, is it 4 or 5 different people's perspectives?
I think it's 4.
Okay, so it's the same series of events but told through 4 different people's perspectives, and each time he's adding like more and more details, and the picture becomes clearer and clearer. I actually thought that was really, really well done, like the way that
I like that too. I'm going to go back and really quickly because I have to address this, and Nate, I assume you're not going to watch this just because it's more classically horror. All right, I'm going to go back to spoilers, give you 2 seconds to fast forward 1 minute. Jeff, the one thing that pissed me off about this movie is the one kid who doesn't disappear in this class goes to the grocery store every single day and buys 26 cans of Campbell's soup by himself, and no one asks a damn thing. Like, how wow, he's buying the amount of soup for every class, like the amount of classmates that are missing every single day on his own. No parents, no guardian.
His parents haven't shown up to meet with anyone in several.
I'm like, okay, I don't mind witchcraft, I don't mind supernatural, whatever, but I'm like, that makes, like, in what world? These are the most inept police officers of all time. No one is asking questions about this 10-year-old child just by himself buying soup on the daily.
Yeah, his sodium intake alone would be cause for concern.
But that was the one thing I could not get over in the film.
I just, when the reveal happens, I'm just like, oh, I mean, if that's it, that's not cool to me. So yeah, thanks for setting that up. Some good performances though, and a really funny scene. Again, maybe unintentionally. Nate, you would laugh at this. Josh Brolin is the father of one of the kids who goes missing, And there's a scene where he has like a nightmare about his kid, and he wakes up and there's this like awkward like 3-second pause, and he just goes, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that was the whole theater laughed.
It's so funny. He's like frustrated that he
I
had
like
a
that.
dream. It's like the weirdest reaction ever. It's like a dog just like peed on him. What the fuck?
Yeah,
So
I like that.
weapons. I think it is kind of a polarizing movie, but if you liked it, I'm happy for you. And Zach Kreger, again, I don't have a read on the guy. I'll go see his next movie because I'm sure it'll look interesting as hell if I have a kick-ass trailer. But I can't he's like the guy on the other team in a sporting event where it's like, that guy's a fucking wild card, man. Is he gonna bite somebody, or is he gonna come out and like be their best player? We don't know.
Maybe.
All right, that's all I got. Anybody else have anything they want to discuss before we go on to the last part of our show?
Yeah, I'll throw one more out there. I don't know, again, if either of you guys watched this one, but watched Friendship a couple weeks ago.
I have
I'm
seen
about to
Friendship.
watch that.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if we had talked about it, Horns. Cycle, you said you have seen it?
I have not. I am about to watch.
Okay.
But
I'm
he's
gonna
the
watch
Tim
it.
Robinson head on the pod.
Yeah.
You've got it like queued up.
Because
like,
I'm about
you're-
to talk
you're
about
to
Tim
press
Robinson right
play.
after this. Yeah, like I have.
No, this one, man, it was really good. It was right up my alley. I think one of the reviews that I saw, I don't know if it was in the trailer or like somewhere, it said, I can't remember who reviewed it, but it said, "I love you, man, but for sickos." And I was like, I'm in 100%.
Nate, did you watch it with your wife? Because I tried to
Yeah.
watch with mine, and she was like 20 minutes in. She's like, "What the fuck is this?"
My
Oh.
wife cannot handle Tim Robinson. She
Yeah.
cannot.
Yeah, we did talk about this. Yeah, because Miss Thurman did watch it. But she did like it. She likes the awkwardness. She likes. I mean, I
Okay.
Love You, Man is one of our collective favorite movies that we'll watch together.
My wife is like, "Where are the jokes?" I'm like, "They're all around
They're
us."
all-
It's
They're
the
hitting you in the face.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah, his awkwardness is just next level. But I love this movie because I don't know if this is the way it was pitched to Paul Rudd, but it's kind of an homage to I Love You, Man, because now Paul Rudd is switching roles. He's playing the cool guy, which is fun to see, which was played by Jason Segel in I Love You, Man. And it just really works. I mean, Paul Rudd's very versatile, so he can play whatever. And I think this movie may get some flack from some people because I think some people may see it as just a long "I think you should leave" skit, which I can't say they're wrong, but I love
I'd be
it.
fine with that though.
Right.
Fucking awesome.
I mean, that's a good selling point. Yeah.
Yeah, give me more of that. And yeah, what Tim Robinson's doing like right now, it's like he's found his fastball. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's found his niche. It's kind of like Vince Vaughn in the 2000s. He kind of played the same guy every time, the fast-talking, smooth guy.
Oh, yeah.
But
I love when he's
working.
the straight man because he's so absurd as the straight man. It plays so well.
It's just his
exactly.
look, man. He's like ridiculous.
His
look.
facial, yeah.
Yeah. But no, so many laugh out loud moments for myself, and I know, yeah, obviously Horns, like your wife, may not get the humor. Some people may not get the humor, but like if you get it, it's gonna hit hard. It was so funny, and the ending, I thought it ended perfectly. It was like very subtle what happens at the end and how it goes. For a second, I thought it might be a fantasy, which there's a few fantasies thrown in every once in a while.
Yeah.
About so it breaks from reality, and for half a second I thought that's what was going to happen at the end, but it didn't, and they just had that little nice moment of closure. I was like, that's perfect.
That kid who I think is he like a photo developer that he starts buying the drugs from?
Oh yeah.
Like a 1 hour photo.
Yeah.
When he takes like that frog acid or whatever.
Yeah. Well, he licks the frog.
That's right. When he's like laying on the floor, he sees like a Red Bull can. He's like, "I did a marketing job with Red Bull. They were so mean to me." It's like,
It's just so Rand, like that's what you think of right then?
right. Like, what are you fucking talking about, dude?
Yeah.
And even the guy who like sold him the drugs is like, "Yeah, I'm 15 years old, but like I have better stuff to do than hang out here." So
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna just leave you in here for a minute.
How do you think they sold Kate Mara on this role?
I don't know. That was super random too. She was in it as his wife, so I was like, interesting.
And it's funny, she's like way too hot for Tim Robinson, so they find ways to like try and like dumb down her looks. which
Or
I kind of-
weird her up with interactions with her son.
yeah, that was a weird dynamic, right?
Yeah,
And like her
no,
whole floral business was, I don't know, it was just a fun thing.
Yeah. No, great movie.
I've heard there's like elements of like male loneliness epidemic, like very serious moments. Like people were like, I was reading
Yeah.
online, people going like the movie actually like hits you hard in some parts.
It's like a stealth drama, I would say. Like it kind of sneakily has a tactfully done message there. So you can kind of interpret. I mean, the character that Tim Robinson plays, like his, like how he doesn't realize how depressing his life is, but the audience definitely does.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
I did nominate this for the Brosker for best comedy, which that's typically our weakest category, so this might have a shot.
It's up there this year. It's up there.
We'll see what the holiday season produces. But
Yeah, cyclically go watch it right after this.
Well, that's perfect. I'll finish my last what's my cup
Bingo.
with another Tim Robinson. This is a perfect way to bookend this. With Tim Robinson's new comedy on HBO.
Oh, really?
Called The Chair Company, and first episode just
Stupid
came out this
fucking name.
weekend. Yeah. Horns, I know you haven't seen it yet. Nate, have you heard about this?
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I haven't watched it.
Okay.
I want
Wait,
to.
so
I will.
they dropped. It's like the one episode a week.
Yeah, it's one episode a week. It's
Okay.
8 episodes. I think Horns, you might know. Nate, do you know the plot?
I don't really. I just know he's in it, and I'll watch it. So that's all I need.
It is. Kind of like what you talk about friendship and then Horns, you talking about your wife was like, I'm not in. Like this is us being in, and I don't know if anyone else is gonna be in on this, but like the concept of this, Tim Robinson is playing a straight man. He works at this company, and he gets promoted, and at his promotion he gives a speech, and everything's going great. I don't know how. I mean, this isn't a reveal. This is like literally the plot. He sits in a chair at the front of during his promotion, and the chair breaks. And he makes a joke about it. Everything, whatever. No one else cares, but he internally starts breaking down on like what happened. And this show is literally like a conspiracy theory on what is going. Like, did someone do this to the chair? Was it sabotaged? Was it an accident? Is there something going on with the chair company itself? Is there something bigger at play that we're not aware of? It is so fucking Tim Robinson, but the first episode is so good. It is fantastic. I was literally cracking up in so many different scenes. He's literally just like a top middle management guy playing again a straight man, has a nice family, 2 kids. But everyone else is like living normal life, and he's internalizing something so much as he does, and I think you should leave, and what I assume in friendship.
Yeah.
And get so preoccupied with what may have happened. And it's kind of a mystery. That's what's so funny about it. Like he dives into like what happened with this chair breaking, and you start being like, oh, maybe he's on something. So
I mean,
8 episodes,
only he could
one
pull off
episode
a
at a
plot like
time.
this. How long
Yeah.
was the first one?
30 minutes.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
easy.
No, it's absurd. And like I was all in. Like I had so much fun with it. So
I
he's
know
in
their
his
comedic
moment right now.
styles. Yeah, their comedic styles could not be more different, but I'm glad Nate brought up like early 2000s Vince Vaughn, because that might be the last time that like consistently a comedian was doing stuff that I was like, I'll be by myself and I will audibly start laughing out loud at the shit that he's doing. Like that's why I usually like to watch the stuff on the treadmill. I can't watch his stuff because I'll just start like cackling when I'm supposed to be.
No,
You'll hurt
There's some
yourself.
scenes in this show that you will crack up.
But again,
Nice.
I totally get that his humor is very polarizing. Like I said, my wife watches it and she doesn't even know where the jokes are at because they're so ridiculous.
Nothing.
The title
Robert
for the first
Sparkles
episode
hates,
is.
I think you should leave so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's so funny. The title for the first episode is "Life Goes By Too Fucking Fast. It Really Does."
All right.
I wish I could tell you what that is a quote about. Like it's so funny.
Dang.
This is great. You guys will
I
love
need
it.
to try and watch it tomorrow.
fact that it's called the Chair Company is so fucking dumb too. But I love it. All right. Anything else?
That's
Nah,
all.
that's it.
All right. That brings us to the last part of our show, which is, do you even lift, bruh? Our question and answer segment where we close with the discussion of a simple question. And it's continuing to be, what are the bros' top 100 movies of all time? Tonight, Nate Thurman is going to give us the number 29 movie of all time on his list and his number 28. Before we get into that, Cycly, why don't you tell the people what these lists are, because they are not your curated film majors list of the top 100 pieces of cinema. They're a little bit more unique to the bros.
Yeah, they're quite literally, when we say your favorite top 100 movies, it doesn't even mean it's what you think are the greatest movies of all time. They're movies that meant something to you, that hold a special place. It could have been a time in your life where something made you laugh when you were sad, or something that just like lifts you up, or something that just makes you feel whatever you want to feel when you watch this movie. So it is literally your top 100 movies, and there's no explanation needed for anything but for you saying, no, this is where I rank it, and this is why I love it.
Perfectly said. All right, Nate, you last left us with your number 30 movie, one that I often forget about, but I also love, Whiplash.
Hell yeah. Such a
Great
good one.
movie. J.K. Simmons, maybe like a top 20 performance of all time in that.
Probably. Yeah.
And at number 29, the movie you're about to tell us will be joined by 7 on Ronnie Cycly's list.
Ooh, nice.
Catch Me If You Can on Brian Banner's list. And on my list, The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, okay.
So what will meet them at number 29?
Good grouping there. We're coming in with the 1999 adventure classic, The Mummy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
This was such a big staple for me growing up. I watched this so much, like from ages, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, 13, like in that time frame. It was just such a fun movie for someone at that age. It was just adventure-y and scary enough to kind of
it was
yeah,
perfect amount of fear it induced in me.
yeah, at that time. And then the mix with the funny comedy that was in it too, but there's a lot of travel aspects to it, history aspects to it. Like obviously it's elaborated for the movie, but there's a lot of true things that are mixed in with the like archaeological digs and Egypt and all that kind of stuff. So that made it fun because you're kind of learning about some historical stuff from the past. And then just the whole action of the whole movie is really what drew me in, and traveling and all that kind of stuff. But no, it's just a fun, easy movie to get into, and at that age, I really grasped onto it. And I think that was probably the first introduction to Brendan Fraser. And honestly, at that time, had a huge crush on Rachel Weisz.
Oh yeah. That hasn't gone away.
No, still looks great. So yeah, one of those like early like movie crushes that you really remember seeing her and be like, oh man, she's beautiful, and just like really getting mildly obsessed with her. Maybe that's why I watched it so much too.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, really fun movie from my late adolescence to early teenage years.
Yeah, I don't know why, but like you said, this was a movie I watched a lot.
Yeah,
like
so many times.
The amount of times I watched it probably doesn't really correlate to how much I liked it. I mean, I liked it a lot, but like I watched it probably like once a month. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Or it was on TV all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't know until recently that this was a remake from like an old film. Like you guys might have known that. I had no idea
that either.
It was like 1930s something.
That's
I haven't seen
like
that
based
one.
on the special effects in this, I can't even picture this as a movie from that era.
No.
I always like felt like it was, I don't know, obviously this came before it, but I think one of the reasons why it was so fun to watch was like I don't know why I lumped this movie in with like National Treasure. Like they're just fun. It's like fun movies, especially as a kid. It feels a little more serious. It feels a little more like adult as a kid, but like it's not, but it is, and so like it made us feel like we were watching something more
Sure.
edgy than we were supposed to. I don't know. Like I think that's kind of what sold me on it when I watched it a lot when I was
Yeah,
younger.
there's definitely with like the mummies coming back alive, and all that. It gives you that more childish horror feel. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think there's a lot of stock to what you're saying in that. It's like it makes you feel like this is a bigger movie than you're watching um, Big Bird or Sesame Street or something that you've come out of adolescence watching, and it gives you a little extra thrill. But I mean, there were some frightening scenes with some of the stuff
Yeah.
coming out of this.
It made me feel brave to watch it because even though it
Hell
wasn't
yeah.
that scary, I felt like it was. But this was at the point in my life where I was like, you know what? This is scary, but I can handle it now.
Look at me.
Like, I don't give a fuck that Emotep just turned into a dust cloud.
Emotep. Yeah.
Nice. Good to
Yeah.
check, Nate.
Yeah, nice little installment at 29 there.
I don't think we've done a commentary on that, but that would be a really good one. And I know
That
Ben
would
is
be.
a huge fan.
Yeah, good call out on that one.
All right, Nate, at number 28, what do you have? This will join the original Saw for Ronnie Cycli, Thor Ragnarok for Brian Banner, and for me, the 1998 Mulan.
Ooh, nice. Mulan making an appearance. 30 for me, or sorry, not 30, 28. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean I love all the Harry Potter films. So it's kind of hard putting these in perspective, outside of the books, outside of the whole catalog, in and of itself. But this is where this one fell. I mean, it's just the culmination of such a long journey going through everything. Reading the books, starting in 6th grade or whatever it was, going through the journey of that, and then the movies coming out, and I mean, it just felt so special finally having this movie come out, seeing what you've pictured in your head, what you've read on the pages, put on the big screen. Um, it was it was awesome. I haven't been to too many like midnight showings of things, but I did go this. I think it's probably the last one I actually went to. But went to
Yeah.
this back in the day. What was that? 2011, I think. 2011 or 12. Went and saw that to close out the Harry Potter saga.
I kind of miss those, man. Like
hmm
the experience,
Yeah, I know.
like the camaraderie at them.
And well, it's kind of topical, as you know, announced to the listeners. Just recently introduced our baby Thurman to the world, a little over 3 weeks ago. So we had a lot of time at home, sitting on the couch. We actually ran through all the Harry Potters again. So
What
that
did
was a
Baby
lot
Thurman think?
of.
What was her
Just wanted to
favorite?
eat. Just wanted to eat the whole time. Yeah.
But
So
she didn't puke or during it or anything.
no, any of the scenes in the Great Hall where they're eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner, she's a huge fan. Huge fan.
Nice. So she's just scarfing popcorn the whole time, I'm assuming.
Just stuffing it down. Yeah, I'm trying. I don't think it's recommended for babies, but until my pediatrician like tells me specifically no, we're gonna let it slide.
Yeah, you need to give me a definitive don't eat this, otherwise
yeah,
it's going.
So yeah,
Yeah,
we actually just ran through all 8 of those
awesome.
a week ago, which was awesome to revisit and such a fun thing.
It's really like I have my complaints of a lot of the Harry Potter movies, especially how they deviated from the books or what they did include or didn't include. But part 2, because it's condensed within like one evening essentially, and it's just Alan Rickman's, we're not going to spoil what that scene is. So like he is so amazing in that, like the score, it literally is like, I don't think I could have wanted to end better. Like there's things, if like you wanted me to break that down, like the last scene between Voldemort and Harry, or like things like that, like I wish it was more like the book, but like what the movies gave us, this was a fantastic ending.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is kind of a noob question. I'm not as big a Potterhead as you guys, but when you read the book, The Deathly Hallows, Was there a point, like once you heard that it was going to be divided into 2 films, was there a point in the book where you were like, okay, this seems like the natural place to end part 1 and start part 2?
Yeah, and it's where they did it to me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great question. I honestly can't remember back when it was announced that they were going to split into 2, what I was thinking, but yeah, like where it splits is like, I'm not going to say the perfect spot, but like it's the spot.
I'm not gonna make this like, I'm not saying this is that movie. I'm just saying Deathly Hallows Part 1 kind of ends like Empire Strikes Back. We're like, oh shit, the Empire is on top. Oh shit,
Yeah.
Voldemort's on top. Like
Mhm.
it's a good place to end and build that like suspense for Part 2. Whereas like kind of like everything is downtrodden for Harry and his team kind of thing.
Were you ever worried that they were going to try and make it like when we didn't know it was going to be split? Were you like, dude, I don't know how the fuck this is going to work as one?
I felt, I mean, again, if we had this podcast 20 years ago, I've been like, starting from Goblet of Fire, like, why are these not multiple movies?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was already mad. Like once they announced it, I was like, thank God. Like it could have been 3, but I'm so pumped for the HBO series we're getting soon.
Mhm.
Like this is what I always, as a huge Potter fan and like Nate Thurman, I know you are too. Like I always wanted to be a series, like Game of Thrones esque. Like let's
Yeah.
get details in here. Let's get other characters' perspectives. But again, the whole conversation's about Deathly Hallows 2 right now. It's like for what the movies could do and what they did do, it was a great ending.
I actually saw this in theaters with you, Cycly. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah. I do miss. I think you're right, Nate. Like this might be my last midnight showing. Do they
Yeah.
even do
Oh,
midnight
really?
showings anymore?
That's
Like, I mean,
the
'cause
thing.
now
Like, yeah,
They do
it's not
they do
even the
Thursday
same.
at
night,
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even the same. And just one quick note,
Everyone dressing up.
yeah, it's specific to like the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2, but is when I really kicked in to notice this. But I know this wasn't by choice, but the changing of Dumbledore throughout the series, it was obviously because Richard Harris died.
Mhm.
But
What?
what? But like I can't see like Dumbledore's demeanor, like it fits so well going down the road. Like I don't know if he could have done that.
Richard
don't know if
Harris
he
was too
could.
fragile. He
I
died at a
don't.
good time. I'm gonna
I
say
know.
it.
I'm sorry.
He was
But
too fragile, dude.
He was like a much more like playful Dumbledore, and like,
Yeah,
and it's just like, yeah, when shit hits the fan, like, how are you gonna
I don't know if he
react?
could have played it well. I
Yeah.
don't know if he could have because it
No.
the role asks so much of more of Dumbledore in a different way from
Yeah.
like 5 through the end, really 6 through the end. But yeah, I thought that rewatching all of them in such close succession, I was like, oh man, I don't think that would have worked. So
That's
sad,
a really
but
interesting
that's my thought.
point.
Yeah,
I 100% agree.
yeah. Anyway, rest in peace.
Bump for John Lithgow, though. I think he can do both.
Good point.
Yeah, I think you're an idiot at this point if you doubt the acting ability of John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the task at hand is. All right, good shit. And
Well, there we go.
extra spooky. Also, Harry Potter, the score, great to play around Halloween.
I mean, come on. Yeah, can't beat it.
Classic. All right, before we let the people go for episode 251, closing thoughts, Cycly, we will let you go first.
I have to say, I have to stick with what I know. And right now, it's fucking get out of the left lane. It's getting worse, I swear. Like, it got better for a minute, but it got worse. As you guys know, I just did pretty much a cross-country trip the last month. Visited you guys and then came back, and it's bad. It's bad out there, guys. Like, and I'm going to call out semi-truck drivers. Look, I know you guys keep this country moving. Like, good for you guys, but sometimes it feels very purposeful that you jump in the left lane, and I'll look in my rearview mirror and there's no one behind me. You could have waited 3 seconds. You could have waited 3 seconds and gotten the left lane right after I passed you.
The
You're
worst is
gonna
when there's
take-
a truck in the left and the right lane.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm
God.
saying. Like, that's when they do it. Like, and so I'm just like, I know what we're accomplishing here, guys. We're all on the same team. Let's work together. We don't need to hold each other back. I don't know if you need these little victories to like feel better about slowing people down, but like, hey, so we don't know the battles everyone's fighting. All right, let's help each other out. Let's be kind.
Let's
Get out of the left lane.
Good advice.
Beautifully said. Nate, how about you?
As we get older, it's important to keep up with health and everything. So, just make sure and get your yearly physicals. Go to the dentist.
I just
every
had mine
6
Monday,
months.
actually.
There we go. See, you're following the rules. Look at you. That's good. Go see your eye doctor. I was actually just talking to someone at work recently. Like, we're not there, almost there, but in your 40s, from what I hear, like your eyesight, it can be just overnight. It switches. I already wear glasses and contacts, so we'll see when I need to get the readers. But yeah, take care of your body. Listen to your body. What you feel is important, and it can be telling. So go get checked out. Go get your balls touched. Go get your butt touched. Whatever it takes.
Great advice to men out there. We do not go to the doctor as we should.
No, it'll be fine. Oh, your shoulder's been hurting for 3 months? Yeah, it's fine. No big
Only
deal.
when I move it.
Yeah, like all the time.
Right. Yeah, Nate and I know we've seen the injured list on our slow pitch softball team is a crowded place these days.
It's very
and
true.
I'll just say it's not a very taxing sport, so that's
No.
not quite the point of pride.
What you got?
So, I always say on these social media, groups and apps for your neighborhood or your apartment complex.
Yeah.
Be smart with what you post. I have some great news, guys. My neighborhood is on the Ring app, but now we just got a community added to the Nextdoor app.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
So you better believe when I got the invite, I joined that motherfucker right away. Downloaded the app, and so I expect to come back with some gold in the next.
Nextdoor is good. Yeah, that's got some good stuff on there.
I don't know why we weren't on it before. If there's like a vetting process they have to do,
maybe.
Like, do you have enough psychos in your neighborhood? But we already have 216 members on it, so I don't know like what the average is, but I feel like that's good enough to get some real good discourse going.
Oh yeah.
And I figured the ones that join early are the lunatics.
Yeah, they want to interact. They want to create chaos.
100%. So I'm still trying to figure out how to get the app specific, because I'm getting alerts and shit from places 8 miles away that I don't need.
Okay, I see.
So I want to just and you guys better believe I'll be stirring the pot on there. So
you gotta do some fine tuning there.
Yeah, we'll tweak it.
Nice.
Get it where it needs to be. All right, for the American hero, Nate Thurman, and our legal counsel, Ronnie Cycli, I am the mayor, Jeff Hornacek, and we are the Bro 4 Squad podcast. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. You can find us on X at Bro 4 Squad, pretty much anywhere you can find people on social. Type at Bro 4 Squad. If you type Bro Force Squad as 3 separate words into YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, you'll find us there. And the countdown of our top 100 movies, our squad blog, and everything we've ever posted is on our website, bro4squad.com. Till next time, I'll see you in the Nextdoor app. I'll be the guy saying, "Did you guys hear sirens?"
Were those gunshots? No, it's the 4th of July, asshole.
Who's that walking outside with their dog? What are they up to?
One the other day, I know what they meant, but they weren't even referencing our neighborhood, but it just said, "Anyone seen a bobcat?"